What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another 2xKO video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ahri, who is the first character you get when logging on and is the first character you use in the first fight with Echo. And I think she is pretty cool. I have her in League of Legends Wild Rift. I recently got her. And I'm not sure if I'll do videos on that, but I have rewatched Arcane Season 1 and 2 as of recently. And as you know, I don't really rewatch series, but it's been on in the background, and I just love Arcane. It's great. So I know I wanted to get into this closed beta as quickly as possible. So here we go with Ahri. She has one skin here, which is just her base form from League of Legends, which has been zhuzhed up a little bit, changed slightly to make it a little bit more interesting for this game. But we obviously have her red and purple fit, then we have her blue and white fit here. We have her green and blue fit, which looks pretty cool. We have her yellow fit, which is pretty cool. Pink fit, which does actually fit with the K-pop style that she has. The Siri-looking fit, which is black and white, which I quite like. And then the green and black one as well, the toxic one. None of her selectable colors really stand out to me, and it is quite boring and basic. We do have a couple of taunts here, which is a little bit of a love bomb there. A little bit of a yawn. That one is toxic compared to a couple of the other ones that we've seen in previous videos. A little giggle here, or a little bit of a love you is quite adorable as well, and does feel quite toxic as well, especially if you're beating their ass. And then the last one here is shook, which is a word I haven't heard in a very, very long time. Finishes is the basic KO like we've seen from most of the characters. Then moves list seems to have projectiles, which is those glowing balls around her, which you can use crouched or in the air. We have a little bit of a ranged attack there, of a little bit of a dash, and a ball scratch by the seam of it. I don't know, like using one of the balls to scratch. And then we have a just basic Ninjago sort of spinjitzu going on there. We have a Kamehameha by the look of it. We then have a Whirlwind and a love one. Aw. Getting you with love and then absolutely destroying you. I quite like that one. She is a little bit of a Kitsune as well, from what I'm aware of. We have her basic sort of hits as well, which is pretty boring. I don't know why it's in unique moves, but oh well. And then we have her assist, which is her just coming in and fighting when you're using your secondary character, which is pretty cool. Again, each one uses more energy, depending on which one, or requires a bigger cooldown. And then we have her bio there if you do want to read it. So we'll get into a game and use her, but again, we can't do a public match. We have to do a private versus one, because I don't know why, but I'm not allowed to do the public matches just yet. We'll go with Ahri. Obviously that's who the video is based on. Nope, I want Jinx as my backup. And then we'll go with Vi and Echo as the ones we go up against, because Echo does know Ahri, and they were together in the first fight, so let's put them against each other this time, because I do like to have Jinx as my backup character, because obviously she's my favorite character. Alright, here we go, Ahri. And make paradoxes. Alright. Alright, fucking hell. You got hit with a combo. For a character like Vi, who is quite close ranged, I feel like Ahri is a pretty bad matchup for her because of how quick she is. I know she's as strong as Vi, because Vi has a lot of damage on her. but I do feel like they would be a bad matchup, because if either one was getting the upper hand, it would be hard to break out of, because Ahri is like a mixed fighter. She can have like a close and far range moves with her like dash and stuff. And then we also have Vi, who's very close ranged. So it's just a bad matchup, honestly, because again, with Ahri being like an all-rounder, Vi can struggle to win, because again, like Ahri can be far and close and still fuck her up. Again, it is a little boring when you have to go up against bots, because it's really like a no-brainer. Like, these bots are really weak, and I don't know how to change the bots, like, strength-wise. So they are literally just getting absolutely pummeled by me, and they haven't come close in beating me in any of these videos. Ow. Fucker. I tried to do something cool, alright? I tried to do something cool, and I paid for it, alright? Here's Ahri. Well, I personally think Ahri is pretty cool. I like her in League of Legends, I like her character design, I like her voice acting, and her power set is pretty cool, and she's an all-rounder. Would I use her? Probably not. I'm gonna be honest, she'll probably be like my fourth character which I use most often, because again, Jinx is first, Echo second, Vi is third, and then Ahri will be fourth in the characters which I use and how often I use them. And it does leave like 4 others which I haven't tried yet, but you know, the tables could turn, I do feel like the fighters are quite balanced in this game, where none of them really come out on top. There is a couple of like moments where I do feel like characters are slightly bad matchups, but again, with this 2v2 style, you can always learn to combat it or fight that with having a long range and close range fighter in your arsenal or in your team, so it can just better balance it out and better, like, you know, bring that together. Other than that, I don't really have too much else to say about Ahri. Again, I quite like her, and I do plan on getting the Funko Pop of her, and also the little figure of her as well out of the blind boxes. So stay tuned for that on the channel, as it should be coming very, very soon. But I'll love you and leave you. I'll see you all next one. Hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. And I hope you all come back tomorrow for some more 2xKO videos where we take a look at 2 other characters. Other than that, bye-bye.